Hey YouTube, it's Caitlin. I told you that I was going to do a How I Told My Parents video, so that's what I'm going to do now. First off, I am not 21 weeks yet. I am 20 weeks and 5 days today, I think. 5 days? 4 or 5 days? Pretty sure it's 5 days. And my belly hasn't gotten any bigger. Feels like it hasn't gotten bigger since 18 weeks. I feel so small for 20 weeks. At the end I'll show you my stomach and let me know if you think I'm small for 20 weeks. I feel so small. I feel like I should be I'm pregnant. Everybody knows I'm pregnant, but I think people still look at me and they guess is she or isn't she, but I think I should be bigger by now. Hi, kitty. My cat's in here. I'll put a little clip of her either at the end or in a separate video of her 10 minutes ago. She was on the bed and she was spazzing out. She's 1, so she's still a kitten, and she was spazzing out and attacking me. So yeah, she's in here. She's my cutie pie. Oh, excuse me. So anyway, I'll start off with how I found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant in July of last year, or this year. July of this year. I had just gotten out of my freshman year. It was summer. It was probably the second week of summer, or the first week and a half in. And my period was late, and I was crampy, and my boobs hurt so bad, more than they had ever hurt before. It was insane. And I was tired, and I was getting headaches so much. Ever since I was in 6th grade, I get a headache every day. I've gotten tests done, I went to the doctors, and she asked me all these questions, and she checked, everything, and now she has me do a headache diary, because she said there's probably no reason for an MRI, but it just seems ever since 6th grade I've just gotten headaches every day. But I was getting more, and they were worse, and I was waking up in the middle of the night with headaches, and waking up in the middle of the night hungry, and I was just what is going on? My period doesn't come, I'm hungry, I'm tired, my boobs hurt, I have cramps, and I was wait a second. I was oh no, it didn't even, hit me until I started thinking about how I was feeling, and it was just oh no. But, so me and my friend Sarah, we went to Planned Parenthood, and I wanted to get a pregnancy test done because I didn't want to go buy, a $13 test. I wanted it for free. So I went to Planned Parenthood, and they did it for me for free, and I was pregnant. My first instinct when I found out was I need to tell Austin. But at the same time, I was scared too. Not because I thought he would leave me, because he wouldn't. I know he wouldn't. But because, he was going to be upset, and he was probably going to freak out. And I was I'm upset, I don't need to hear him upset and freaking out. That's just going to make me more upset, So I actually didn't tell him until, a few hours after I found out. And then I told him, and he was just kind of crap. He was freaked out. He was scared, he's still scared. But I'm scared too. He was just freaked out. He didn't know what to do. So we didn't really talk about what we were gonna do when I told him. We only talked on the phone for probably 5 minutes of him going crap, and then I didn't see him until 4 days later, because at the time he was at his house in Havasu. So I couldn't really, see him until he got back. And so when he got back, I saw him, and he was just like, he was still, like, he was stressed, he was nervous, he was, freaking out. And, like, we kind of both ignored the subject for months. We didn't talk about it at all. We acted like it wasn't happening, Like, oh, no, I'm not pregnant. Like, we kind of ignored it, and I didn't even tell my parents. I didn't tell my mom until I was almost 18 weeks, which I know was bad, and I feel guilty, really bad, because my baby was supposed to have prenatal care and everything, but I was scared. I was being very ignorant and immature by not telling my parents, but I did tell them. I actually wrote a letter, a 2-page letter to my mom before I went to school, and I put it on her bed, and she didn't even see it. Like, I had to text her and be like, did you get the letter? And this was like at 8 o'clock that night, and she's like, what letter? I was like, oh crap. I was like, now she's coming to pick me up. She hasn't gotten the letter yet, so she's gonna get the letter while I'm at home. Like, I'm gonna have to see her all in shock. But she was like, what letter? And I told her I left a letter on her bed that I wanted her to read before I came home. And she was like, okay. So she read the letter, and she didn't text me for like another hour, and I was like, did you get it? And she's like, yes, I'm crying. And I was like, oh, I felt so bad. I was like, no, don't cry. But it was kind of a relief to me, because when my mom cries, it means pretty much she's not mad. She's not, gonna yell at you. She's not gonna punish you. She's disappointed, and she's scared for me. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be yelled at. I can go home, and I can know I'm not going to be yelled at. Because I did not want to be yelled at, because I didn't want to be stressed out or anything. I just wanted, to talk. So I got home, she picked me up, and no yelling. My dad wasn't even yelling. My stepdad, Ray, he claims that he already knew by my stomach getting bigger. So he was like, oh, I was already prepared for you to tell us. So, yeah, it was pretty much an easy it actually ended up being a pretty easy night. Yeah, my boyfriend's parents, they have reacted horribly. They, up until like a couple days ago, wouldn't let him see me, wouldn't let him talk to me. It was like, me and my family and even him were like, this is ridiculous, like, damage is done, it's not like he can get me pregnant again. So I don't know what their deal was. They were being so weird, and they're all pushing adoption, and they're like telling me my life is over and it's ruined, and I'm like, my life is not over. Like, yeah, it's maybe gonna be making it a lot harder. It's gonna be a lot harder, and yeah, I can't go to a regular high school like regular kids, but I will eventually. I'm going back the second semester next year. Like, it's not like my life is over. He's like, his dad told me this. He's like, you're gonna be the one that's not gonna graduate. You're not gonna go to college. You're not gonna have a job. I was like, excuse me? Like, you're getting all of this out of having a baby? Like, I'm gonna graduate high school, and I'm going to go to OCC for 2 years and go to criminal justice classes and everything, so that I can be an animal rescue cop. Because I love animals, and their parents have reacted so horribly. It's just ridiculous. He's like, your child's a burden to your family and my family, and you're ruining my son's life, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I thought these people were good people. Like, I've known them for 3 years. Like, I thought that they were, decent people. But now they're acting like the people that I thought they were when I first met them. Like, I expected them to be, because they have money, so I expected them to be all uppy and just sweep it under the rug and, act like it never happened. But as I came to know them, at least thought I came to know them,